Hello, anybody that might join. My name is Christopher Wood. I am 52 years old, and I am a 6-year full physical identity theft victim, compliments of Ontario Provincial Police. I am 6 years injuring, torturing, skull deforming, brain splitting, brain injuring, lung and kidney damage, medical blacklisting, false arrest, sex assault, blood and piss forcing, kidnapping, excuse me, medical file falsification, treatment refusals, medically blacklisted, attempted murder victim for speaking Ontario Provincial Police crimes. O.p.p, who are human traffickers, human sex trade, slavery traffickers guilty of first-degree murder and attempted murder with intent to commit, including having my mother killed, full identity theft on me, 6 years torture crimes, and having me medically blacklisted to prevent me help through their criminal doctor and co-committer cover-up and girlfriend to one of the people involved. Ex-Chief or Commander, year 2019. He drove a white Jeep Wrangler. He's guilty of first-degree attempted murder with intent to commit. He drove a white Jeep Wrangler. Had me shot on the corner of Bridge and Center Street in August of 2019. Staff Sergeants, years 2019-2021. Shannon Quirk, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward. Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS. Shelley Hafner or Huffner. The Justice of the Peace is involved. And Lennox and Eddington County General Hospitals, who are criminally negligent, involved in co-committing and covering up crimes against me for themselves, for O.p.p, and for everybody involved, to prevent me help, to prevent me proof, to assure what has happened to me. Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, Lennox and Eddington County General Hospital. She is the girlfriend to Stacy, Kingston AMHS. She is the one that falsified my medical file November 2019 after I got my CAT scan done. That Spencer Mills, Ontario Provincial Police, is in possession of. Oh yeah, there's Spencer Mills 14716 and Robert Kane 7224. Guilty of criminal negligence, discrimination, treatment refusals with criminal intent through the file falsifications to prevent me help and proof. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Covey Duck, and patient relations are all criminally negligent, involved, and guilty of even having me charged not once but twice to prevent anything legal on them and to prevent me help to buy time to cover up. They're co-offenders who are guilty of murders, attempted murders, drug trafficking, identity thefts on me, torture crimes, stalking, killing my mother and my 2 dogs for O.p.p, for free drugs, and drop charges. I am also the end of my bloodline too, so O.p.p are guilty of murdering an entire bloodline, and this is also how they traffic, frame, and are murdering their victims and having it covered up. Full physical identity theft and using wanna harbored inmate sex offenders who they are using to frame victims after identity thefts, slave trafficking, and murdering. One known as Bill Wooldridge, he is approximately 65 to 70 years old, bald glasses, lives on the corner of Bridge and Center Street in a gray house behind the law office. He is now bald, glasses. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth. He believes that he is my dad. He was criminally stalking my mother, and he is guilty of causing her death, guilty of killing her December 20th, 2020, through Spencer Mills, 14716, and Stacy Kingston AMHS. They are the ones that told him that he and I were switched at birth and that he is my dad while he was calling my mother mom when he was stalking her. Another one that was also involved and guilty of killing my mother, Ontario Provincial Police Constable Detective Blair Hardy Kane. He is a meth trafficker. He is guilty of rapes. He is guilty of financial thefts and frauds, bank frauds, insurance frauds, welfare disability frauds, identity frauds, pension frauds, and multiple homicides, as well as drug trafficking, a meth trafficker. And he is also the brother to O.p.p drug cop Robert Kane 7224. There is a Robert Berry. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is guilty. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is a sex offender. He is a possible serial killer, and he is a truck driver. He is guilty of torture crimes on me and attempted murder. Him and his boyfriend, Bert Hustler, who is guilty of torture crimes, skull splitting, stalking. He is highly obsessed, highly jealous of the long hair I used to have. He is a meth head, meth trafficker, crackhead, and morphine head. He is guilty of skull splitting me, brain injuring me, and attempted murder with intent to commit. Jason Gimpy Two-Step and Allstein. He is guilty of identity theft with the intent to commit identity disability and insurance fraud. 6 years criminal stalking, torture crimes. He sells laced fentanyl. He is guilty of attempted murder with in the first fucking degree. He is a stroke victim, but he is still very seriously dangerous. And I look a lot like this piece of shit now. I am older and no relation to the fucking fall down inbred lowlife. Tyler T. Baglake, he is guilty of torturing and killing my dog. He is guilty of attempted murder on me. Raymond LeBlanc, he is guilty of torturing and killing my dog. He is guilty of criminal stalking and attempted murder on me. Harry Hartwick, he is guilty of brain injuring me, skull splitting me, body mutilations. He is guilty of attempted murder, and he is also guilty of very serious crimes on me as a child in Winnipeg, Manitoba. He is my cousin. He is approximately 85 years old as well. He's very seriously sadistic. His nephew Dale is guilty of brain injuring me, skull splitting me, body mutilations on me. He is guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit homicide for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife or ex-wife's boyfriend a few years ago. And he himself let it be known to me personally that he was involved with O.p.p. Dale Hartwick's boyfriend or husband, whatever, Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, he believes that I am a wolf. He is highly delusional, highly psychotic. He is guilty of attempted paralyzing me, guilty of blinding me in my right eye. He is guilty of skull splitting me. He is guilty of torture crimes, and he is guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit with and for his boyfriend Dale. They are both speedheads. They are all registered sex offenders, and all of them are O.p.p accomplices and untouchables. Once again, I am also the end of my bloodline, and O.p.p and the ones named, each and every one of them, the police, criminal doctors, justice of the peace, and the fall down accomplices in Napanee, Ontario, are all guilty of ending the Wood bloodline by doing what has been done to me. Damage done, time has been bought. I have no feeling in my head. I have no feeling or stimulation in my fucking head from it being deformed, especially on the right side of my face, from it being seriously damaged and being fully physically fucking changed. When people disappear, families are murdered and missing, it is Ontario Provincial Police It is their criminal doctors who are having their crimes covered up, and it is the lies, the time buying, the cover ups, the arrest refusals, the false arrests, the kidnapping, the sex assaults, the extortion that Ontario provincial police are guilty of. I have tried to get arrest. I have tried to get charges. I have tried to get medical help for 6 years with no luck whatsoever. My medical rights, my legal rights, and my human rights have been taken away from me. The only thing I did was speak O.p.p, human trafficking, homeless exploitation, and the possible money laundering that was taking place in Napanee out of the Morning Star mission through the coldest night of the year and using the homeless for monetary gain. As a result, I became a target. There is also another one involved. He is a Tyendinaga Reserve cop, and his brother Chris is also involved of criminal stalking, slander, torture crimes, using CEW on me, using Stingray, and guilty of brain injuring me, being involved with my identity theft and attempted murder. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled, beware. And my medical records from Belleville General Hospital, my birth records, I should say, from Belleville General Hospital are now non existent. They conveniently disappeared, do not exist. Somebody has been tampering with my fucking medical stuff, and I am basically being fucking erased while this is happening to me. I have been kidnapped. I have been sex assaulted. I've had doctors laugh in my face over it and then turn around and try to have me committed for having it happen because I'm a man and because it was done by cops and their boss, accomplice, Billy Wooldridge, or the one known as Billy Wooldridge, the one that lives on Bridge and Center Street that thinks that he and I were switched at birth. He has many alias names: Bill Wooldridge, Bill Coolidge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Mavis, which is a wanted inmate who, if it is being harbored through O.p.p and committing identity theft on me. He also goes by Robert Cross as well. And I am going to show a picture of him. These cops, whether in Napanee or not, or transferred to avoid arrest, charging, and lawsuits. As a matter of fact, I am going to start the paperwork to do up intent to sue against the police individually, separate cops, and against doctors, the justice of the peace, and mental health workers. And I intend to sue them for as much as $200,000 apiece for 6 years' crimes that they are guilty of and being involved against me and keeping me fucking medically blacklisted to prevent me help. Here's a picture of some torture. Check out my throat there. Whether this is seen or not. The back of my neck and my spine. The front of my throat, I have a tube that goes from my groin to my nipple to my throat to the back of my neck to the back of my head, and I get piss and shit going through me, and it is softening my skull. I get air blowing through me that is seriously deforming my fucking head. Tony Earns guilty of first-degree attempted murder for Ontario Provincial Police. Guilty of first-degree attempted murder and torture crimes for Ontario Provincial Police. The one known as Bill Wooldridge behind the law office on Center Street, guilty of murder my mother and guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit in the first degree for O.p.p. This is Bert Hustler. He is guilty of criminal stalking. He's guilty of torture crimes. He's guilty of attempted murder. He is also guilty of recently sodomizing a 14-year-old boy with his fingers. And now this child is actually scared to get medical or legal help because of the repercussions that will happen to him through the hospital and through the cops for having it happen to the boy through this piece of shit. This is also another picture, the one known as Bill Wooldridge from 149 Center Street North behind, or Bridge and Center Street, Napanee. That's now bald glasses, goatee. Here's another picture of Burt Buttplug Hustler, who is guilty of he's even jealous of the long hair I used to have. He is highly psychotic, highly delusional, and he is very fucked in the head. He is guilty of murder. Once again, he sodomizes 14-year-old boys to this point where this child is now scared to get medical and legal help because of the repercussions that will happen to this child or the child's family for wanting help because of the crimes done by this fucking lowlife, because he is a police lowlife cocksucker who cannot be arrested with arrest, not without $22,000. Mr. Child Groomer Raymond LeBlanc, he is guilty of torturing and killing my dog. He is guilty of torture crimes on me. He is guilty of stalking and attempted murder. He lives behind a pizza shop in Napanee, in a brown brick building on the corner with a big bay window. He is guilty of attempted murder, and he is a lowlife piece of shit. He is a child fucker. They all are. They're registered sex offenders. Mr. O.p.p. Constable Detective Blair Hardy Kane, who is guilty of rapes. He is guilty of welfare, disability, pension thefts and frauds, insurance, bank frauds, forgeries, card skimming, identity thefts and frauds, and multiple homicides and meth trafficking. Constable Detective O.p.p. Blair Hardy Kane. My cousin, once again, Dale Hartwick, who is guilty of attempted murder, torture crimes, injuring for drop fucking charges for a stabbing he committed. He is murdering me to get out of drop charges for a stabbing through the fucking police. Animal killer, little piece of shit, meth head, Tyler T. Bagley, guilty of first degree attempted murder, also guilty of posing or playing out a kidnapping of a cop, a guy against a guy who says that he was a cop. This is a crackhead, fentanyl dealer, piece of shit, Jason Gempy, two-step Stein. He is guilty of first-degree identity theft with the intent to commit identity, disability, and insurance fraud, or disability fraud. He is guilty of murder and attempted murder. He sells lace fentanyl between Napanee and Kingston for O.p.p. Robert Kane and cops in Kingston through the hub committing murders. And he is also guilty of a possible homicide in 2021. Here's another picture of animal killer Tyler Teabag Lake. He is approximately 30 years old, 30 to 35 years old. He is Robert Kane, number one rat informant, Ontario Provincial Police drug cop rat informant, fall down low life piece of shit garbage. This was me at one time. More my true image before my identity theft without my glasses on. Full physical changes over the course of 6 fucking years. Physically, like I said, when people disappear, families are murdered or missing. I am also a sold sex slave trafficker through O.p.p. When people disappear, it's the police and their accomplices, and there is nothing I can do about this. That's me. This is me. They all are. Serious facial and fucking skull changes done to me. Me with my long hair. I no longer look nothing like that. And I am the end of my bloodline, so they stole my identity, stole my dad's identity, stole my mother's life, and stealing mine and getting away with it. All because it's for O.p.p. Ontario Provincial fucking Police, who are nothing more than murdering terrorists, and they have proven it for the past 6 fucking years that they have no care or concern for life in any way, shape, or form, except about taking it, getting it taken, and having it covered up and moving on to the next. They have no care for life. Neither do the fucking doctors in Napanee, Ontario. That is officially Lennox and Attica County General Hospital is an Ontario Provincial Police run hospital. They are the ones that decide what happens at that hospital. My skull completely and totally flattened. That tube certainly is not normal, and like I said, I get piss and shit going through my head and my face now. And there's not a fucking thing I can do about it. Picture of me. One way or another, Jason can be two-stepping all done and arrest you. Fucks you will pay for what you done to me, you rejects of society, motherfuckers. I don't care how much cock you suck of the police. You will fucking pay for what you've done to me, you bastards. And so will your fucking cops, criminally, legally. Each and every one of you pieces of fucking shit garbage, whether you've transferred or not, you will fucking answer for what you've involved in and done to me, you bastard pieces of shit. How fucking dare you? How many others has this been done to and you've gotten away with it, you filthy fucking terrorists? Hiding behind your fucking guns and your fucking badges while you are committing total physical identity theft on victims, mentally fucking them up, selling them, and killing them while having my mother fucking killed and my dogs to fucking also torture. You are pieces of shit, O.p.p. Along with Dr. Tatiana Bakadinovic, and you will answer for what you fucking are involved in and done to me too, whether you are a doctor or not. I don't give a fuck. You pieces of shit have done enough to me, and you've gotten away with enough, including Dale Hartwick, Harry fucking Hartwick. You tortured my mother, who was a 77-year-old woman, and you took her fucking life, O.p.p. Through Bill Waldridge, through Blair Hardy, paid by through fucking Harry fucking Hartwick had my mother murdered, and he used to try to fuck her. I'm sorry for speaking that way, especially about my mother. But I hope you're happy with what you've accomplished with me. Completely, totally brain fucking me and using low life pieces of shit to mentally fuck me up and keeping me from help to physically fucking change me in every way, shape, and form. Congratulations, Dale fucking Hartwick. You are a piece of shit fucking garbage, along with your cocksucking boyfriend, your piece of shit uncle, and the rest of you fucks, LeBlow, Hardy, Hearns, Lake, Van Alstyne, and Burt Buttplug Hustler, along with the fruitcake, cupcake, berry boys, each and every one of you, whether you work with them for O.p.p, you're gonna fucking answer for what you've done. And I am gonna sue the ass out of the police and everybody else because I don't have the 22,000 to have these pieces of garbage arrested. That's what happens in Napanee when you speak O.p.p crimes. And somebody's got to answer for having my mother killed one way or another. This is not done, especially with you, Hartwick, you fucking garbage. He now may have a shaved goatee. But this low-life cocksucker, he needs to be found and he needs to be arrested like ASA fucking P. And I want him thrown in the fucking... He needs to be put in the ground, actually. He's dying of cirrhosis, so he don't give a fuck who he kills. He's already guilty of murder in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Now he's committing murders for the fucking cops. Good going, O.p.p.